Hey, I don't have much to do today. I'm kind of like running out of ideas for videos. But I wanted to talk about Californithon. I had a really awesome time. I've always wanted to go to Games Done Quick events, but they're just way out of my budget. But the not even bothering with the hotel fees. It's just like just getting there in general is too hard for me. I couldn't like get a carpool there if I wanted to because I'm too far away. So it's cool that I could just go to Californithon. It cost me about maybe $130 in total to go, and that's including like the room and board, going to the convention and everything, and food. Like, I don't eat that much, so I didn't really need that much extra money for food. But the location was pretty good. They had cheap fast food and stuff right next to it, so it's pretty easy to go there on a budget. The registration was free, which is definitely one of the nicer things. I barely made it there to begin with, so it would have been a lot tighter for me if I had to pay for registration. But you pretty much just walked in and played. You pretty much just got free play the whole marathon. Once you did your runs, you could just mess around on the computers. The computers are actually pretty good. I actually have a lot of the same components in the computers, in their computers and mine. So, yeah, it's pretty much just like using the computer at home. I think they have a better CPU in there, but that's about it. In terms of my runs, Streets of Fury went really well because I had a lot of rest and I practiced it a lot more. But Basara didn't really go that well because I had been up for like a day by the time that my run was happening, and they were like 2 hours behind schedule at that time. So it was supposed to be around 1, and it was like closer to 3 o'clock. So it didn't really go that well. But some of my friends pointed out that nobody watching there, barely anybody knew what Basara was to begin with. So the only person that was really upset with my performance was me. And that's definitely one of the benefits of running a lesser known, underrated game at one of those marathons, is that nobody's going to know what the standards of a good run are except for you. And if you run like Mario 64 and you're terrible at it and you have a bad run, then everybody's going to know exactly what you did wrong. But with that, it's like, I was the only one that was dissatisfied with it. Like, my movement was pretty good, but my boss fights were pretty bad, and I think I was just really tired. I didn't really have a lot of anxiety going into it, simply because I didn't go there to grow my channel. I don't think a single person that went there went with the intention of growing their channel. Maybe in a couple years, maybe in like the next year or two, when they're a more established brand, then maybe people could start going to that and expecting a little more exposure. But I got about 10 followers out of it, and I thought that was pretty cool, especially for the minimal investment it took me to get there. People go to GDQs thinking that they can get, partnered and a big channel and stuff off, just having a run there. But one of the things people don't realize is that, like, most of the big speedrunners that have, like, large channels, they all have one thing in common. They all play, like, really popular games from the 90s. And every kid that was born in the 80s or 90s played to some capacity. There's just, like, a huge amount of people that are into those games. There's a large fan base, so your reach is going to be a lot farther when you do that stuff versus other games. But like, some people go there, they think they can play a game like Basar or something and get like 500 followers or something. It's not going to happen, pretty much. It's kind of depressing. Like, I look at GDQs and some of the people, they have like really good runs, like not only in terms of their performance, but they're able to self-commentate well too, which is definitely something that takes practice. Obviously, I don't think anybody there knew anything about either of the games that I played. Like, I was like the only one that heard of them. When they announced my game on the stream, they weren't even able to pronounce it. So I had to do all the commentary myself, and I kind of chalk it up to how much work I put into this YouTube channel, how I was able to do that, and still have some pretty decent runs at the same time. But I will definitely be going back next year. He said that it's going to be at the esports arena again next year, and then he said maybe after that, if it becomes a more established brand and they have more people attending, then they may move it to another venue, which I guess will kind of suck because the price is probably going to go up, but it's still going to be much cheaper for me to go than the GDQ. I met a lot of new friends. Like, just people that I interact with on Twitch. I got to kind of connect faces to them and stuff. I know a lot of you guys, saw me in person for the first time, and I kind of really didn't want to be on camera, but I guess it was okay. But yeah, that's pretty much my experience. I had a lot of fun there. There really weren't any problems at all. It was kind of weird on Saturday because they had a really big Smash Brothers 4 tournament downstairs. There were like hundreds of people down there, and we were on the top floor, and it was just like maybe 30 or 40 of us hanging out at the top. It's like kind of made us feel really small. But you know, small marathons are kind of nice. It's kind of like going to a small like nerd convention. You know, you can get to know people at a more personal level. You can, you know, kind of create stronger relationships and stuff like that. That's kind of what I did at this marathon. I thought I would show my gear before I go. I'm still kind of working on all this stuff. I bought this, which will probably give me some more passive stat boosts. I got a plus 11 fire armament, which is refined 7. I'm pretty much shitting out damage with this. I've got 2 pieces of force hit end. I'm working on replacing all these. And on my monk, I've kind of been attempting to get him some better gear because he's fun to play. It's just his gears, I guess it's not trash anymore, but it's still not really up to par. I got a plus 11 crumbling mountain. I was playing on the computers at the esports arena at Californithon, and I thought that this was going to break, but it ended up going through. So I have this. I have these two, which I guess are pretty decent. And then I have 3-piece unlimited ability, which I want to get 9-piece so that I can have double shadow up all the time. Yeah, that's pretty much what's been going on. In terms of future projects, I don't really know what's going on in April. I kind of want to get Gundam Breaker because it's going to be localized in English for the Asian version. But the problem with that is I have to pay for my San Jose trip, and I need to put at least a decent amount of money into that. And I'm not making much off YouTube right now, so I don't know if I could do a game and paying for my next trip in the same month. It's going to be pretty tight. I might get it, you know, maybe after I come back or something like that. I'm not really going to be playing it for views or to grow my brand or anything like that. It's just going to be for fun. There's also Orion, Legend of the Koryo Dawn. They actually gave me a demo for that, and I feel kind of bad because I never really covered it. I should probably get back to that before the game comes out. I will probably get that. I think that's only like 20 bucks, so I can get that regardless. I also got Darius Burst Chronicle Saviors on the Vita, which is a really awesome port. I think I'm going to revive the Vita port review series with that. I'm definitely really satisfied with it because there's not that many authentic Japanese shmups on Vita. You know, they have like every other niche genre covered to some capacity, but that's been something that's been really lacking. So having one on there is pretty nice, but I will go into detail about that probably tomorrow, actually. So that's my little Californithon experience. If you didn't catch the run, I don't know what the VOD situation is going to be. I don't know if they're going to make a YouTube channel or not. Right now, you're going to have to go through the past broadcasts, which are like 14-hour long videos. It's not the most, easy to access thing, but if you want to see my runs, they were on the first and second day. My Streets of Fury run was the second run of the first day, and then around midnight of the second day, or midnight of the first day, technically, however you want to, think of it, that's when my Bazaar run was. So you can look around there. I don't know if there's any timestamps out for it yet, but yeah, I will ask them about that. Maybe I can put them on my channel or something. I know at GDQs, like, they don't allow the runners to put up their videos or past broadcasts from the runs that they do at GDQs, which I think is kind of shady. I guess they claim ownership over them, but I don't know if they're doing that here. I'm actually become pretty good friends with the guy who organized it because I had to step in to do the Streets of Fury EX run kind of at the last minute because apparently the person in the second slot, he had to drop out for whatever reason. I guess he had an emergency or something. So what made it even more impressive that I was able to pull off a decent run on 1cc and everything was that they gave me the parry build like 3 days before the marathon. So I had like 2.5 days to practice. I'm really proud of that run. I would definitely be pushing that game down a lot more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post a link to their channel in the description, and I will get back to you guys. Maybe he'll let me mirror the videos and put them on my channel or something, or maybe he'll just make timestamps. I think that would be better. Anyway, catch you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow's probably going to be a Vita port review series video. Peace.